Picture this. You train every day of your entire life and sacrifice many fun aspects of your childhood to become the best possible tennis player you can be and live up to your fullest potential. You eventually reach the world number one ranking and are on top of the tennis world after having just won your third Grand Slam. But now, you have to face a 3-month doping suspension that's really not your fault. You accept the punishment for the negligence of your team member for applying a non-performance enhancing cream that you were unaware of. But instead of this extended absence from match play derailing all of your positive career momentum, you grind your ass off during the suspension to return to tour like you haven't missed a step. Not only did your hard work pay off, but in your first tournament back, you made the final of the biggest tournament of the year in your home country. Yes, you did lose to your main rival in the finals, but a little rust in the first tournament back was to be expected. You then build upon that result in the next Grand Slam and start handing out bagels to players like you work at the front counter of a bakery. You don't drop a set on your way to the French Open finals, where you meet your main rival again, the only opponent worthy of challenging you, and the main thorn in your side during your entire career. With your rival having won the past 4 encounters and previous French Open, everyone in the tennis world was picking against you to win the title. And to start the match, not only did you get out to an early lead, you went up 2-0 and an early break in the third. You could taste the Grand Slam victory, your first Roland Garros title, and the sweet revenge over your main rival on the sport's biggest stage. For a moment, it looked like you were about to win a Grand Slam in absolutely dominant fashion without dropping a set. But then, as expected, your rival was never going to make it that easy. He broke back twice and forced a fourth set, where you then regroup after an erratic third set and earned yourself a break lead and 3 championship points on return at 3-5, love 40 in the fourth. Now, the taste of victory is very real, as you were 1 point away from silencing all of the online haters, all of the doubters who said you couldn't beat your rival on clay, and all of the critics who unjustly chastised you for another person's mistake. But one after another, as the championship points got saved by your rival, the taste of victory in your mouth started to dry up. The disappointment grew in your mind after your rival escaped with a hold, and now, with a chance to serve out the title, the end seemed very far away. And your rival, as always, proved to be relentless and unafraid of the moment. And in a tale as old as tennis time, if you don't convert the break, you're bound to get broken. You fall victim to the moment as your rival breaks back to get back on serve. And now the end of the road and the path to victory seems as far away as possible after it is right in the palm of your hands. The majority of players in this situation would crumble as all of the belief for victory is gone as you enter a fifth set and open it giving up a break. But you ignore all the past failure and mechanically get back to work and stay in the match to give yourself just one last chance at victory. And now it's your rival's turn to serve out the championship, and it's your time to spoil the party. Somehow you find that inner belief you can still win this match and find the tennis inside you to break back and get on serve and continue fighting for the final. But then, after an extremely physically demanding and emotionally taxing 5.5-hour tennis match, it ends with your defeat. It turns out that even after overcoming so many recent hardships, silencing all of the negative outside voices during your suspension, training for months on your own, and never giving up belief that you have what it takes to be a tennis champion, that you might not be the hero of this story. It turned out that Carlos Alcaraz, your main rival, proved once again that he is the main character of tennis, and you are left wondering, what if? That is the villain origin story of Jannik Sinner. Personally, I'm not worried about Jannik Sinner after blowing 3 match points in the Roland Garros Final against Carlos Alcaraz. Yes, that devastating of a loss would cripple most players in their career. Take Stefanos Tsitsipas, for example, after losing 2-0 on Novak Djokovic in the Roland Garros 2021 finals. But Jannik is different. Even after that devastating loss, he took so many positives from this clay season. That was the best he's ever played on the Roland Garros clay. And in his first tournament back in Rome, he made the finals, showing no rust after his 3-month suspension. He displayed impressive mentals as always and wasn't fazed by negative influences or outside pressure. He just went about his business and ruthlessly executed. I think this loss in the Roland Garros final is only going to make Jannik Sinner a stronger tennis player. He's going to show no mercy for the rest of this tour, and he's going to ruthlessly assassinate everyone in his path. Carlos might be the hero of the story, but Jannik Sinner is going to be the main antagonist in this plot. It's going to be harder and harder for others on tour to catch Jannik and Carlos, especially how dominant they are on all surfaces. Looking forward to Wimbledon, we have an incredible opportunity to get a repeat final between Sinner and Alcaraz, the match we all want to see. That epic clash was just the beginning of a budding rivalry, and yes, the loser was Sinner, and that loss might prove to be why he turns into a villain and Carlos the hero.